Hello, everyone. It's Jeremy Parrish, and today is Thursday, April 14th, 2016, 1 week before the American and maybe global launch of Star Fox 64 on Wii U. So, in order to mark the occasion, I'm playing the original Star Fox on Super Nintendo. I guess I could play Star Fox 64, which everyone seems to love the most, but I have my Super NES set up for streaming, and we're going to get to experience the amazing sight of the actual Super NES game in action, with its crazy triangles and low frame rates. It's going to be good stuff. So, I'll let this Star Wars ripoff introduction roll just a little longer, and then we'll go. I haven't played Star Fox more than, just like kind of jumping in and checking that the cartridge works, or checking out the first level in a very long time. So you'll have to forgive me if I've kind of forgotten what I'm doing at the start, but I'm sure I can stumble through it. I stumbled through it back in the day. Oh, I get to choose my controls. What do I want? Yeah, I think this one looks good. Okay, so... Oh, I've got to invert the controls, right? Okay, maybe that's what I want. Yes, alright. So, we are good to go. Star Fox. Look at all this stuff. There's outer space happening. I don't know what to do. Man, it's been so long. Alright, so I'm going to fly through Quinaria. I wish I had some sparkling dialogue to share here, but I really don't. I'm afraid that I just don't really know that much about the series. It was never my thing. I played the original and actually gave up on the N64 before Star Fox 64 came out, which I realize is kind of terrible because Star Fox 64 is really good, but the N64 just really kind of let me down, so I jumped over to PlayStation really early. Like I said, I realize that's terrible, but what can you do? I was young, I was flawed, we all make mistakes. So anyway, this is kind of the extent of my experience with Star Fox, if you will. And, back in 1992, 93, when this launched, it was kind of amazing. Like, the N64, oops, really shouldn't have been able to produce this kind of graphics. Oh, I'm terrible at this, my god. I'm really bad at judging what's happening on screen. Wow. Because the graphics are so low resolution, or at least I see that there are some things shooting at me, so I know better than to run into those bullets. Yeah, like, the N64, or sorry, Super NES, before this came out, like, in terms of shooters, you had stuff such as Gradius 3, which was a slowdown festival. It was really just almost unplayable. Shut up, Slippy. What's up with these little guys? Oh, I tried to blow them up and I failed. Yeah, so what you're going to watch is basically me screwing up a lot and dying, and a frog telling me to stop shooting things because he's an idiot. Anyway, so Gradius 3, yeah, was like full of slowdown. It was not really a technical showpiece. It kind of made the Super NES look bad, and serious shooter fans were playing on Genesis or on TurboGrafx-16, and then this came out and had, real-time 3D polygonal graphics, which should have been impossible on Super NES. Of course, they cheated to make this happen. They included a special chip called the Super FX chip that had a math coprocessor in it that was actually faster than the Super NES processor itself, and it enabled some 3D visuals, some graphics. So the game was co-developed by Nintendo. Man, I'm really sucking it up. Nintendo and a studio from the UK called Argonaut, which employed a dude by the name of Dylan Cuthbert, who you may have heard of. He's still around, still kicking it, still making video games. And this was kind of where he got his start. I think he was just a teenager at the time or something. I don't know. I should really read up more on it. There's a great feature at Eurogamer on the history and making of Star Fox, and I highly recommend it, and I really should have read it before I did the stream, but, you know, who cares about preparation? It's so overrated. Oh, I managed to make it to the end of the stage, so that's some kind of accomplishment, I guess. So, yeah, spaceships shooting stuff, planet surface. If you look, you know, in hindsight, these visuals are pretty wretched, to be completely honest. I mean, I'm playing this through an upscaler, so you're getting this in high definition, and you really get to see missiles. Just you really get to see here just how lo-fi everything actually is. But what can you do? This was really about as good as it could get on Super NES, and you know, if you compared Star Fox to comparable shooters on other systems, the Sega CD, which greatly boosted the Super NES's or the Sega Genesis's power, had Sylpheed, which had, you know, polygonal graphics, but just the shooters and the ships and enemies, the backgrounds were all pre-rendered. It was just like a scrolling video stream. And this was, you know, the real thing, so it was more immersive and pretty impressive. So anyway, made it to the first map, so that's something. Congratulations, me, despite my playing terribly. So I'm going to check in on the chat now and see if anyone's telling me stuff. Basic gameplay instructions. Yes, I know I suck. Thanks. Seems like the audio stream is going okay. No one's complaining about music or my voice, so great. Oh, I see people complaining about how I'm playing. Yeah, what can I do? I haven't played Star Fox in a very long time, so deal with it. I'm kind of relearning right here. I know there is a secret in the asteroid belt, something with shooting a triangle of asteroids. I'm sure I could probably find that with muscle memory, but you know... Oh, I don't want this viewpoint. Come on. Anyway, what was I saying about the triangle of, oh yeah, asteroids? I could probably find it, but I'm not sure if I want to, because it would probably take me someplace that's way beyond my capabilities to play right now. I need to practice this game a little before I start doing advanced maneuvers. And there's the enemy from Centipede. Oh, there's the triangle. And yeah, that's right, you can shoot the orange asteroids, but not the brown ones. And Slippy sucks, as usual. Complains when I shoot stuff, complains when I don't shoot stuff. He's really just the worst character. Yeah, Slippy, I know it's you, that's why I shot you. Because you're the worst. One thing I never really liked about the other Star Fox games is that they got rid of the weird kind of imaginary voice language that the co-pilots use. They actually, you know, used real voice samples where you could understand what people were saying. And it's just not as fun as the beep, 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 beep. So that's part of the charm. It's everything's so lo-fi in this game. And again, I realize that's, you know, hard for some people to handle, but I really like it. It's puts it very much as a product of its time, and I'm cool with that. There's a lot of centipedes in space. It's kind of like being in a really dank basement. So, you guys on the stream will have to remind me, is there actually a penalty for shooting enemies that your co-pilots want? Or is it just them adding some quote-unquote personality to the game by complaining for, you know, playing well? I never really took the time to figure that out, and I've never read, you know, a strategy guide or a FAQ for this thing, so... Boy, that seemed important. Oh, I think I got an extra bomb, which I suppose I could probably use. Oh, another guy sucks. Oh, my guy's gotta suck. Pilots. Anyway, so something I might do if the stream goes on long enough and I do a terrible enough job at this game is play a little bit of X, which is the predecessor to Star Fox for Game Boy of all systems. It was developed by Argonaut and published by Nintendo the year before Star Fox, and it was kind of an impressive piece of work. It's a wireframe 3D game on Game Boy, which you wouldn't think would work, but it did. And it's not that fun a game, but as a tech demo, it's really kind of amazing. You know, I didn't even bother to see what my barrel roll button is. Oh, there we go. Barrel roll. That's the important part of Star Fox, is doing the barrel roll. I guess this guy is the second stage boss. Man, it really has been a long time, because I don't remember this dude at all. This game is, what, 22 years old, and I bought it when it first came out, and was amazed by it, but I just haven't bothered to revisit it. I ended up buying a copy of it just because games using the Super FX chip are not available on Virtual Console, so there's this, and there's Yoshi's Island, there's Doom, there's a few other games that Nintendo's just never republished. Alright, so let's see. People say if you shoot other guys' targets, they just complain, so basically screw them. Anyway, we're at almost the quarter-hour mark, so if you're just joining, hello, welcome to the end of the second stage of Star Fox. I'm Jeremy Parrish for USstreamer, playing the original Star Fox on Super NES. Actual game, actual hardware, so you can appreciate the chunky triangles and really crazy slow frame rate of the Super FX1 chip. Like I've been saying, I haven't played this game much in a very long time, so I can't promise that I'm going to beat it. I might, I don't know. And if I do a bad enough job, then I'll restart and maybe take a different path. I don't know, there's a lot of different options here. I could play some X, although I don't understand what you're supposed to do in X. You just kind of like drive around on the planet surface and blow stuff up, and then time runs out. So that's one of those that I need to spend a little more time with. There's this mode, which I'm not a big fan of. Never liked the cockpit view. Give me my little chunky triangle starship. That's what I really want. If you play Star Fox Zero with a Cloud, Fox McCloud, sorry, Fox McCloud amiibo, then you get to play in a chunky retro R-Wing. So you can relive the Super NES days. Although, for whatever reason, Nintendo still hasn't published this game on Virtual Console, and according to Dylan Cuthbert, one of the co-designers of the game, and one of the co-designers of the Super FX technology, he's not aware of any rights issues with the Super FX chip, so who really knows why Nintendo hasn't republished this? I don't know if it's just too technically difficult for them to emulate effectively on Virtual Console. You know how Nintendo is. Like, they want everything to be kind of flawless. And maybe it's possible that they are not able to get Super FX chips working to their satisfaction on Virtual Console. That is entirely possible. In any case, the only way to play this game right now... oh, I've got a shield, okay. That turns me into a wireframe. The only way to play this now is either to buy the original cartridge or to emulate it. And of course, emulation is technically legal, but downloading the ROM cartridge for this game is not technically legal. So I leave this moral conundrum to you to resolve. I do like this stage a lot. It's very much kind of R-type-ish, you know, you're flying through an enemy armada, blowing things up at 10 frames per second. everything, it's just kind of like a guessing game. What am I shooting? Where am I going? What am I aiming at? I'm not so big on flying through the trash compactor ships, but the overall idea of this tiny little fighter going in and blowing the crap out of an enemy armada is always pretty rad. Oh, I didn't. Oh, bad timing. Really should have stopped to read the manual to see what exactly these items that I'm picking up are. There's blue diamonds and yellow diamonds or rings or whatever. And they all seem important. I'm pretty sure one of them is extra bombs, and the other, I don't know, maybe a health refill. It's all a mystery. I'm sorry, you probably came here for expert play, and I'm not offering that today. I'm offering an old guy blundering through a game he hasn't played seriously in 20-odd years. So, if that's the kind of thing you're into, well, you're in luck. I'm here to provide. I'm gonna grab that, and I think that's bombs, which I'm not using very effectively. This dude pretty much looks like the Andor Genesis from Xevious, so I'm a big fan of that. Xevious is a classic shoot-'em-up, which actually was kind of a technical marvel in its day too. Whoa, that thing's going down, just like my health. Xevious had like really, really sophisticated looking graphics. I think people tend to kind of brush off the game these days and not really give it its due, but it was great. Oh, I see, you shoot that, and it goes in the direction. Okay. Maybe I won't shoot. Oh, maybe I will. Maybe I'll blow up everything. Yeah, anyway, so I remember being really impressed by Xevious in the arcades back in like 1983 when I was barely old enough to see over the cabinet controls. Much like I was impressed when I first played this at home on my Super NES. And I feel like I'm traveling through some kind of 1970s movie special effect. Oh, no, we're not 1982 now with Tron. Taking on the Master Control program, dodging the lightning of those dudes. And not doing a very good job of taking them out. Maybe this is where I'm supposed to use a bomb. I don't know. I'm not really being an effective Fox McCloud. Alright, one of those down. So anyway, yeah, like I said, the reason I'm streaming Star Fox today is because the game, the sequel, first sequel in quite a while, comes out for Wii U next week. And apparently it's turning out pretty well, pretty good. I don't know, whatever the grammar there is. After making a really sort of miserable debut at E3 this year, last year, Nintendo seems to have sorted it out. And it looks like I blew something up. So that's good. Now Han Solo escapes from the Death Star before it explodes. Oh, I see someone in the chat made a Return of the Jedi joke too. Well done. I liked this stage because I didn't have to deal with my whiny co-pilots that much. That's nice. I appreciate that. And I get a nice bonus for them having their shields. Although, man, this is not the kind of game where I really care about the score. But I'm not really a score person anyway. So, on to Meteor. Summon with the black materia. Smash up the world.
Good luck.
I like that you're out there trying to save the galaxy, and your boss is like, "Hey, don't get a scratch on my ship." It's nice to know that even in the future, full of animals in outer space, executives are still executives. It's all about cost cutting. Oh, I accidentally saved Slippy. Well, that was a mistake. I won't do that again, Slippy. So, this is what it's saying about the retro rockets. Oh. Okay, so this level is very Star Wars, the arcade game. Wow. Stuff's really just kind of coming up on me. Very fast-paced, which is made all the more difficult by the really sluggish frame rate of this game. Everything is very... It's like everything's made out of construction paper. And again, you know, an impressive technical accomplishment on the system, but I would really like to see this game remade, you know, with like modern style graphics. Slippy, you big baby. Modern style graphics, you know, with a retro mode, kind of like they did the Halo Anniversary games. That would be pretty rad. I would be into that. So you could see, hey, what was this game supposed to look like, you know, with real graphics? And then you have the retro mode, since the game's not available on Virtual Console, it would be a way to kind of experience the originals. Yikes. Man, wow, that was really cheap. I'm not impressed. Ugh. It stopped opening. Okay, so I got a shield bonus, which I desperately needed. That's good. And you can kind of see where they were going, like where they would go with the sequels here, because there is a lot of sort of surface level flying